Hello everyone! Alright, we're going to be doing a recap for some new stuff and just talking about it, giving my thoughts. A quick thing to actually mention before we actually continue, these are the shoutouts for the end of the month for the membership. So we have all these people, we have Adlan, we have Alice, the Bladers, World Kaiju, Higor, MVP, NP Royalty, Bell Taikuten, or was it? Jerome? Saul, Beyblade Burst Sparking AMV, was Teresa, and if I mispronounce anything, I am sorry. Memberships are a cool thing on the channel. I give shoutouts. There's other perks that is mentioned in the membership that you just have to ask if you are a member in a certain tier. And yeah, let's get on with it. Also, let's talk about release date. Not for this set. For this set, it's probably going to be like, I don't know, mid-July. What did we say? Mid-July probably for the Motor Strike? Probably maybe mid-July for the Motor Strike. For Wave 3, everybody's been asking what about Wave 3. Wave 3, I would say, since the sites for this news that just came out kind of has been saying, it said like May 31st, so I would say likely in US stores, late May, early June. So that is the soonest we can expect some Hasbro stuff. So if you are a fan of Hasbro and you're wondering, hey, when is it going to come out because I want to get it? Late May, early June. So a little bit of wait. I want to talk about some stuff because this directly correlates to the news. We did get some confirmation on stuff. I will save BlazeBringer for right at the end. We do actually get to see a new 2-pack, which this one is part of Hasbro's Duel collection. This is Marigna with, what is that? Hurricane Friction Slingshot and Command Valtryek 00 Octave. So my thoughts on the recolors. So I actually, the Marigna recolor I like, except for the middle part being black. I think they could have gone with a dark blue and it would have looked a little bit better, but I'll take this over the Hypersphere recolor. That was pure gray. So as far as parts go, Hurricanes at whatever disc. I don't really care about the disc on that one. This comes with Friction Slingshot, so we get a white recolor of it. I do think it's funny because the Friction Slingshot, it was pure like black or whatever. Now this one's like pure white. So as far as the recolor goes, Marigna looks fine. Comes with the okay Slingshot parts. It's not really that crazy. For Command Valtryek, now the Command layer base is obviously, we already know it's not a good layer base. Like we know this, right? The Valtryek chip honestly does look pretty fire. I think on Eclipse, that's a video right there. That's okay. I'm writing it down right now in this video. That Command Eclipse Valtryek. I'm gonna do a video with it. Parts in it for Hypersphere wise, I would say are good. Command's not a good base even Hypersphere wise, but at least you get the Valtryek chip, so that's good. And plus, Octave is like super crazy in a Hypersphere stadium. There is a little bit of a closer look at the side with the parts. So if you are wondering, Friction's kind of like whatever. So Friction's kind of slingshot gimmick, it was supposed to be where you kind of push on the tabs on each side and it would either go kind of like semi-flat or flat. The issue with the launching Friction Slingshot is if it slams too hard in the stadium, it just switches immediately into slingshot mode, or at least on some molds, right? So with Command Valtryek, yeah, I pretty much already said, it's very aggressive. As far as my thoughts on this Duel 2-pack, I think it's, it's alright. Moving on, we've already seen pictures. Actually, I've already shown HD pictures of the box like months ago. But we get a closer look at Betromoth and World Spryzen. The Betromoth and World Spryzen is part of a 2-pack. Betromoth has Sting and Mobius Speedstorm. And World Spryzen has Limited United. So actually, we'll first show off the back. So something that it actually confirms is the Spryzen chip is dual spin. Now I think I've actually done a news video before where it's confirmed it, but yeah, I guess 100% confirmation. If you are wondering about left World Spryzen, how exactly is that going to work? There is a starter, right? World Evo Helios, which I think is wave 4, right? That should be, I think that's wave 4 with Infinite Achilles. So probably to get the left world, you're gonna have to go through World Evo Helios. Obviously, I would have preferred if they just had the flip gimmick. It has neither the stopper gimmick that World had, and it does not have the flip gimmick, but the first one kind of sucks. The second one's not surprising because of how they handled Master, and we still don't have left Master. Limited was really just, I'm really depressed at this choice. It's such an odd choice too. I would have, listen, if they're not gonna like do the 2B chassis disc, why not just like reuse like a 1A or a 1B, or at least give it like a gold 1B or something. I don't know. Limited feels really kind of like disrespectful to a lot of Hasbro fans that like support Hasbro, and they kind of just like do this weird thing where they just like don't give it all the way. Unite obviously is not gonna have the rubber for Speedstorm. Seeing as how Merger didn't, seeing as how Exceed didn't, the only one I think I did it was Evolutional. As far as Mobius and Drift Speedstorm are concerned, if we take actually a look at, before I get to the Spryzen thing, if we take a look actually at the box, you'll notice that the Mobius and Drift actually kind of stick out a bit on that little parts there. I'm assuming it's going to be a little bit more flat. So they did modify Mobius and Drift a little bit. I'm saying this because if you look closer at, the Spryzen in, oh, wrong one. If you look closer at the Spryzen, is this the right one? Oh, which one is it? There it is. If you look, there we go. If you look closer, you can kind of see, kind of like sticks out a little bit. So I just hope Mobius and Drift have the free spin gimmick. That is like very, very important that they do it. Taking a closer look at World Spryzen. Spryzen suffers the same fate as Lord and Turbo Spryzen did, where they just forget what detail was on it. I do up the Spryzen chip. Dual Spin does have good slopes. I think Lord Spryzen's chip was just like okay to like at best. How good do I think World is going to be? I think World, it depends solely on Mobius or Drift Speedstorm. But I would probably say in the Surge-wise, I don't think it's going to be as effective for that reason. Now, we get on to the big event. Dromantor. See, I like how the site has, like, super, like, kind of like low quality for this, and then I just get, like, this 4K render of, like, Dromantor. Which one is this? What's in the Helios 2-pack? What does it have? It has Python, I think it's Needle Speedstorm. Oh, no, they call it Needling, by the way. That's the new name. So like I've been saying for dual layers, I understand the point that people make, and I agree with this, that it's good when we get the dual layer recolors, so people get a chance to actually have the dual layer stuff. I'm perfectly fine with that. I just don't like it when they do the same dual layers that we've been getting. Like we got Silver X Dromantor. I would have preferred if we got like a Xeno Excalius recolor, or even a V2 recolor, or a Lost Lunar recolor. In that case, I would be like, yeah, you all know what? Hasbro did good here. In this, it's like, they kind of keep on repeating. Like, Petromyth was like, this, like, Now, in the biggest non-surprising moment, we have Helios BlazeBringer. Okay, that rendered actually just... I'm not used to seeing everything else so low than after this really high quality. So obviously, it does not feature any metal on the chip, or, you know, the metal chip core that's molded on it. Helios Volcano comes with Outer and Zone plus C SPM, so keep that in mind. So, it already confirmed, listen, we already kind of knew this, but there is no limit break gimmick on this. We can clearly see it when we look a lot closer. There doesn't seem, it looks fused together. So I don't know how surprising this is. In fairness to me, I don't know what I was expecting. This is Hasbro. I think gimmicks left after like Wave 1 and part of Wave 2. It is a little bit depressing. Mostly because that also means these two lads of Endbringer and Flamebringer are also suffering the same fate of no limit break. Now the issue is not just that they don't have the limit break. I know what people are thinking, blah, 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 blah. Listen. The issue is that it's hollowed out like Command. It got Command. The big issue with Command, right, is that Command for Hypersphere was like a bulky layer base, right? Imperial is a bulky layer base for TT. Super awesome, super competitive because of the gimmicks and everything. Hasbro stripped away those gimmicks with Command, and it was super hollowed out, and it's like literally one of the worst Rise layer bases. So the issue is that when Volcano gets a similar fate, as well as these other limit breaks, it's that they're gonna perform a lot worse. Not just for no gimmick, but for being hollowed out. Like you can You can literally see it. Is there anything else to talk about? Let's see. Hollow Doomsizer has 12, Exceed Speedstorm. Colossal Lunar has Wheel Mobius Speedstorm. So that's kind of it in terms of news and everything. Now what I'm hoping is that the Plus C and the Plus X are attachments and you can swap them around like I said previously. I would say I'm disappointed, but then after, like, am I really that surprised that they decided not to do the gimmicks? I also do not like the argument, oh, well, what about Pro Series? Listen, if they could do the gimmicks in Wave 1, they can do the gimmicks for the other waves. There's quite literally no excuse. Listen, we're getting stripped on the discs. Like, they're literally skipping out on the discs. Performance tips that had the gimmicks at the start, now just don't even have it. Hollowed out bases, it's like, it's the same as Rise. But maybe there's some saving grace in this. I don't know. Maybe they're gonna pull out some. Listen, the only way they're gonna save this for me is if they just do some Hasbro exclusives, so I can at least enjoy that. Like, we literally only have one that's actually new, like Spear. Where are the other ones? Give me some Surge Evolutions, man. I want to. What? Please, I'm begging, man. We got another Marigna recolor. I just want a Marigna. Just give me something, man. I need something to go with. But let me know your thoughts in the comments. I know the Hasbro fans will beat me up in the video for not liking some of it. But I do ask for mercy. And thank you for watching. And have an amazing day. And more news coming soon.